And I say again, as humbly as I can, that I'm hoping I'm evidence for that. Because look at everything that happened from someone who never succeeded in life by learning to surrender to God and learning to set my intentions and have undying faith that they will come to be. Even if they don't, still believing, well, I have to have faith that they will next time, because there must have been a reason God chose for that not to manifest. That's why everything happened. That's why it'll continue to happen. Because thoughts become things. But they only become things when you don't doubt. Because doubt is a lack of faith. And when you try to work out how, sometimes it can work. Sometimes it can work. You might stumble across a good how. But in the most part, if you look out in the world and you say, oh my word, I want to do something to change that, but I can't, because I have nothing. That's because you believed that you were the only one who knew how. Hang on to the what. God will bring you the how when you're ready.
So which wolf will you feed? One makes you strong, one makes you weak.
Hey guys, I thought I would make a video about intentions. Now, I was planning to make a video reviewing 2018, but I thought, you've seen it. Everybody knows that I've had a roller coaster of a year, and the charity has as well. Everybody knows this. I've gone from my son being born, which was just the most miraculous experience. 8 weeks later, I'm in a cardiac unit in Kenya, half dead. That's the prime example of how much of a roller coaster this year has been. It's been just totally insane for me. But behind all of the sickness, which I made a Facebook post yesterday, I might put it in the community section on the channel. I sometimes post in there, and I know not everybody sees them, so just so you're aware, there's a community section on YouTube I sometimes post in. And I said in there, I don't really want to talk about my sickness too much because I just don't feel as happy sharing about it. Sometimes I can't help doing it because I'm sick and it's part of my day. But I don't want to share about it too much. And thus, going into the new year, instead of reviewing the negatives of 2018, I thought I'd do the key points. And the key points being that using intentions I set many years ago, I manifested the things that I wanted to manifest last year. Now, the new children's home was manifested, the stability of the staff, etc. was manifested, and now going into 2019, I can start working on manifesting the sustainability of our children's village, and that's key to going forward this year. I have a new member of staff who has joined us. She worked with Jane Goodall for many years. She studied in England with Jane Goodall as well. She's Tanzanian. Her name is Sylvia, and with her unbelievable array of experience in environmental works, special needs care, she's like a godsend. Truly was a gift from God. The sort of person I'd prayed for had the skills that she has. We can really expand on our environmental works, and more importantly, we can expand on the sustainability which will incorporate the environmental works for what we're doing. But all of this manifested using intentions. Now, the only way you can control your future and control your history is by controlling here and now. Within my intentions these last years, I had several intentions. Now, they were not the desires of my heart. The desires of my heart are clearly the desires of God. The reason I say that, as humbly as I can, is God asked me to go to Tanzania. I was an intellectual primate prior to becoming a spiritual being. We need a planet of highly evolved beings, and I hope I'm on the path of becoming at least halfway to being decently evolved on this planet. We don't need intellectual primates who don't get it. This is not what the planet needs at the moment. What we need is a very highly evolved species of humanity so we can start making conscious choices. And that includes the intentions we set going out into the world. Now, I myself set intentions to end child labour in the area that we're in. I set intentions to provide a loving home and a safe place for the special needs children. I set intentions to do something about the tortured population of stray dogs and other people's dogs that were mistreated in Tanzania. I set intentions on... My bum is getting wet sitting talking to you. I set intentions on building a team that could do this so that it wasn't reliant on one person, because that's dangerous. That's a bad way to do it, because longevity does not exist in that way. All of those intentions have manifest, including I set an intention that the world I once lived in, which was the drug and party world and the clubbing, etc., and Ibiza in Spain and all of that, I said to God, my intention is that I find a way for that to give back. And God sent me a charity. Literally, I didn't look for them. God sent me that charity last night at DJ Save My Life Foundation. And that charity in 2018 broke the world record for the world's highest DJ set and built the new special needs care home for Featherstale for our children. And a video is coming soon about that whole thing and this charity climb and the upcoming charity climbs as well. Johnny in charge of that charity was the answer to my intention in as God saying, don't bother setting that intention, other people are already working on it, because that's exactly what he does. He makes that industry give back. So all these intentions were kicking off and happening, and that world record for the last night a DJ Save My Life charity climb was an intention that Johnny set in a cave on a vision quest 8 years ago. So everywhere around me, people who are setting focused intentions, they are manifesting. It's not just myself. But with these intentions manifesting, I need to go forward setting further intentions, because there's no way to control the future and your past unless you can control the present moment. And the problem I find with my intentions within the world at the moment is I'm so scattered everywhere that it's hard to work out what I should be hanging on to. But key within that sentence is exactly it. All I have to do is work out what I have to hang on to, and how will come. The hows are not our business. They never will be. If you want to really succeed, and I say as humbly as I can, I have succeeded. Now, what I will say is, I'm not being egoic with that. It is very hard, as someone who never succeeded in life, to then all of a sudden succeed. The difficult part is keeping quiet about it. Very difficult. To be very honest with you. It's very, very difficult when you've never succeeded in anything in life. All of a sudden, within the last 6 years of your life, you're just on a roll and everything's working out. You build a YouTube channel up to 100k subs while not giving it your full attention. You also build a charity to the degree we have. Well, it's just hard to say. It's hard to shut up about it. But the reason is, I did this, it's not me, it's because I surrendered to God. So at the same time, I'm okay talking about it, because I always make that clear. The only reason all of these things happened, the only reason this success occurred, is because I surrendered to God. And when I surrendered to God, I learned that what's are my business and how's are his. So we have eradicated child labour, we've built the village for the special needs children, we've helped the Maasai with their medical, which was a concern of mine, we've helped countless elderly, we've built houses for the homeless and built houses for families living in dilapidated shacks, we've provided education, medical care for over 1,000 children. Intentions have manifest. It's been amazing. But if you're driving into 2019, you have to work out your what's. And the what's are the hardest part for me, is working out what I'm hanging on to. Because right now I have to hang on to different intentions. My healing as well is part of that. But so long as I can stay centered on what and trust, then how will come. And this is the inorganic beliefs on the internet of people I see. They focus on getting money because and then they lie. They say, it's because I want to do good with it. I want to change the world. Well, focus on doing the good. You don't know how the money will come. You don't know how you will do the good. You can say, I want to do good in the world. But if you say, I want money, it's so plastic and corrosive to focus on that alone. You should focus on what it is you want to achieve with the money. If you want to travel, focus on the travel. You never know. The how might be something unusual. You might not need money to travel. If you focus on travel, you might win a competition. Or God might give you a job where you travel. Or an opportunity will appear for you to do something that involves travel that you're having to pay for. You see, setting your intentions on the what's is key. And when people allow the how to interfere, they fail. They always fail. They'll say, I want to change the world, but I don't have any money. Well, that's because you're saying, how I'll change the world is by having money. No, how you'll change the world is by getting out there and focusing on the what that it is that you want to see change. And the hows will be added to you as you grow with the ability to deal with that which you're setting out to do on the planet. But if you keep focusing on money, it'll corrode you. It'll alter the way you are. Now, there's nothing wrong with focusing on abundance and having enough to pay your bills. But if you're one of these people with a vision board with money, money, money all over it, then what are you telling your soul? You know, you're telling, I need these external things that another human being assigned value to be of worth on this planet. And you don't. And I say as humbly as I can, my life is evidence to that. Because I set intentions to help those children while I had no money, while I was flat broke, and I held on to them. And there were hard times where I was broke, and when Fritzi met me, she never saw me cook because I couldn't afford to buy a gas bottle, so I was just eating the fruit, and I couldn't always get it. And that was how it was, but I knew God would answer. So I stayed vigilant with my focus, my intentions on the what. And the hows came. The hows were bestowed upon me in all different plethora of ways, wonderful, magical ways, but they came. And 3 years later, that's how long I've been with Fritzi. I mean, when she met me, there was no glass in the windows of the house even, you know, and the holes in my shoes. Now we have a massive village and a beautiful new house, and we've got all the transport we need, and now I'm looking at making it sustainable so it doesn't need YouTube and a charity to support it, and it's exciting as anything. But my intention is sustainability, and the what will come, the how will come to me. The what is what I'm focusing on. Now, the how side of it as well can come in different ways. For me, I get inspired ideas. For instance, I'm focusing on sustainability at the moment, and I know I need around about $100,000 to buy the land, to plant the land, to drill for the water, and to make it completely self-sustainable. Whereas, if anything happened to myself, they would be able to grow enough food to feed the children, and also enough excess to sell it to cover medical care, as well as the single mothers being able to work outside and labour, etc. If anything happened and there wasn't money coming in from the charity, which is highly unlikely at this point. But it makes it sustainable. They own the land, and the board of Tanzanian trustees, which I have, are behind the concept. They want this because they see the benefit to these single mothers all over the country. Perhaps fathers will come, we haven't had any yet, but single mothers all over the country with special needs children could come to a place like that and can use that land to feed their children and to have some normality in their life whilst living a Tanzanian traditional life. Now, I was focusing on that a lot, and I kept saying to myself, the doubt would come in. How do I get the money to do that? And I keep doing the how thing. Even after all these years, I do the how thing a lot. I make the mistake of blocking how it's going to manifest by thinking I can dream up the solution. Then one morning I woke up after holding on for a week to the what, and I had this idea upon awakening, and I knew it had come from somewhere else. And it was the idea that all I need is 1,000 people, 1,000 strong army, to commit to raise less than $10 a week for 3 months. That's it. That's all I require to make Feathers Tail sustainable. That's easy. In a way, with a YouTube, it's no longer a big deal. And God gave me that how. And I'll be launching that 1,000 strong army idea. I can't see why it can't work. If I can get 1,000 people committed and we get $100 from each person, then that's it. And we can fundraise those amounts easily in the West. I know we can. And that's it. Feathers Tail can then actually become a blueprint for a self-supporting charitable community. So instead of charities saying, hey, give us money so we can help these children, charities can say, hey, I need $500,000, I can buy this land, build these buildings, install the solar power, teach persons there how to maintain it, etc. Micromanage it for the first 5 years, step away and let the people manage it from there. And that's it. Then it's a self-sustaining charitable community owned by the people. And it's bringing us back to our roots. Instead of relying on big industry which is wrecking the planet but also providing salaries for people in the West, then we can start looking at finding an integrative way of having society and our economy whilst caring for Mother Nature and letting Mother Nature be our industry of provision as well. And that's for me so exciting. I'm so excited about the year going forward. So, intentions are so important. But you can grow your intentions and they'll just be about to blossom, and you'll add how, and you're squirting poison on your intention flower. Let's call it a flower that's about to blossom. When you add a how, because then you add a doubt, because then you lack faith. And when you lack faith, you can't do it. It's just not possible. If you're thinking, I'm going to go and help this pocket of society, or I'm going to grow this business for my family, but then you stop before you start and say, oh, I don't have the resource to do that, I don't have this, I don't have that. You're basically saying quietly to yourself, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that without the money. And you're blunting the flower from being able to blossom. You're squirting a poison on it. But if you can keep on with your faith, God will respond. The world around you will respond. And it will open up doors where you didn't even know there was a wall. And I say again, as humbly as I can, I'm hoping I'm evidence for that. Because look at everything that happened from someone who never succeeded in life by learning to surrender to God and learning to set my intentions and have undying faith that they will come to be. Even if they don't, still believing, well, I have to have faith that they will next time, because there must have been a reason God chose for that not to manifest. That's why everything happened. That's why it'll continue to happen. Because thoughts become things. But they only become things when you don't doubt. Because doubt is a lack of faith. And when you try to work out how, sometimes it can work. Sometimes it can work. You might stumble across a good how. But in the most part, if you look out in the world and you say, oh my word, I want to do something to change that, but I can't, because I have nothing. That's because you believed that you were the only one who knew how. Hang on to the what. God will bring you the how when you're ready. Happy New Year, guys. It's freezing. I love you. Bye. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, as it really helps us to grow the channel and with it help more children here in Tanzania. Also, don't forget you can support our work by sharing with children in crisis here. Be it sharing for a particular need or even sharing one-on-one support for education, housing, food and medical care. It can be done for as little as the cost of a cup of coffee a week back in the West after all. Just visit www.sharetanzania.co.uk to find out more. Lastly, remember you can also support us via Patreon, www.patreon.com/featherstail, and help keep us here in Tanzania to continue our work. The links for the website and for the Patreon are in the description box of this video. Love and light, guys. See you soon.